It's been a few weeks since Clair Obscur Expedition 33 released, giving us all a chance to hop in and play through the absolutely epic journey of twists and turns, and once we're done with that, the opportunity to get stuck into endgame activities if we wish to do so. Managing both individual character builds and full party dynamics are something that you're going to be continually playing around with as you're progressing through, but it's around after Act 2 and into the endgame where you can really get stuck into it, giving you the chance to explore some very fun, powerful, and satisfying builds, which don't have to be completely game trivializing and breaking, and it's these meta-adjacent style of builds that I really enjoy. I've got different setups for every character, each with their own one-turn solution, both for clearing the screen of all enemies, and for extreme single-target damage. I just did a similar one for Sciel. You may be interested in checking that one out after this. I'll link it across the top and in the description for you. The plan is to have at least one of these for each of the characters, so if you like these simple but OP builds, stick around for more. For this setup, we're taking Monoco, giving him the capabilities to wipe the entire screen, completely disintegrating all of the enemies in one turn without the input of any of your other teammates, so it fits nicely into a party setup, or you can go solo to crank up the damage even further. The entire build revolves around a specific weapon and one skill with a choice of others that you can use, so let's break it all down. The weapon of choice is the Joyaro, obtained in the Endless Night Sanctuary optional dungeon. It has the third highest base damage out of all of Monoco's weapons, is Thunder Elemental, and has primary attribute scaling in agility with secondary attribute scaling in defense. It is the level 4 bonus that we're super interested in here, allowing you to begin the battle in Monoco's most powerful mask, the Almighty Mask, from the very get-go. The level 10 bonus gives 20% increased damage for each consecutive turn without taking damage, and it can stack up to 5 times, but we shouldn't really be needing this because we're going to end it in one turn anyhow. And the level 20 bonus doubles break damage whilst in Almighty Mask. Just all-round OPness. Your attributes are pretty straightforward. You're going to max out the primary scaling attribute first, agility, then you're going to max out might, and finally the secondary attribute scaling defense with any of your remaining points. This is true for the weapon up to level 32. Once you've maxed it out to level 33, the secondary attribute takes priority over might. Do not worry about my character being level 99. You absolutely do not need to be max level for this build to work. In terms of your pictos, you're looking to boost your critical rate up to 100%, making up the difference that you'll gain from pumping up your defense attribute. If you can't quite hit 100, get as close as you can. Over here, I've boosted speed and critical rate. If we're aiming to end fights in one turn, speed's going to be most useful. We're not really bothered about the skills, but if any of them line up for ones that you're actually interested in, that's just a bonus. The main skill this revolves around is the Sakapatate Fire, dealing extreme fire damage to all enemies over 3 hits, applying 3 burn per hit, and having its damage increased in Almighty Mask as all skills are. You'll need the ultimate Sakapatate Nevron foot. You can get one at the Endless Night Sanctuary or at the Monolith as well. Just make sure Monoco's in your party during the fight. The other skill we'll be using for a single target solution, but honestly is absolutely insane and you can use on a group as well, potentially even to greater effect than Sakapatate Fire, is Creation Void, dealing extreme void damage to random targets over 3 hits, increasing in damage if the same target is hit multiple times, boosted by the Caster Mask, but also of course by the Almighty Mask. Both skills take up 9 AP, both are absolutely devastating. You can kind of use whichever you want, keeping in mind that Sakapatate Fire does deal fire damage, which some monsters are resistant to, whereas Creation Void deals void damage, which nothing is resistant to. There's a creation you can go back and fight in Lumiere Gardens if you need the Nevron foot, or you can head over to Renoir's Drafts. In terms of the Luminous, we don't actually need Cheetah here at all, but it's always useful to have just in case. Go take down Sprong, that giant Nevron sticking out of the water. He's pretty tough, he's got a lot of HP. You can beat him after around Act 2. If you're good enough to get the weapon you need for this build, you're good enough to go beat Sprong. Painted Power, of course, is also always a given. It allows you to exceed the damage cap of 9999 damage received during main story progression after Act 2. Equip it and never get rid of it. Whether you're using Sakapatate Fire or Creation Void, you're going to need 9 AP from the get-go. Having solid AP generation, especially on startup, is great practice anyhow, but in this case, it's actually required. You can achieve this with Energizing Turn, Energizing Rush, and Energizing Powerful, alongside Auto Powerful, Auto Rush, or Empowering Last Stand, Accelerating Last Stand, either or. Of course, the Last Stand ability is only working if you're running this solo. You can also drop some skills and use Energy Master, or you can use some of the Energizing Start skills. The route you take to get there doesn't matter so long as you start with 9 AP. And for everything else, we are focused on pumping up our damage as high as we can. You're looking at skills like Confident Fighter, Burst Offensive, Glass Cannon, Greater Powerful, Immaculate, Inverted Affinity, Shield Affinity, and Powerful Shield alongside in medium previous res. Solo Fighter is a massive damage boost if you are running this with just Monoko, anything and everything that you've got. Don't worry if you don't have all of these Luminas, use as many as you have. It is far more important that you understand the core principles behind the build rather than having every single one of the same Luminas per se. And all that's left is for us to take this and put it into practice. It is so simple. You're gonna walk into a fight, you'll get auto powerful, auto rush, and be boosted all the way up to 9 AP. The level 4 weapon ability of the Gyaro will put you straight into Almighty Mask, and you have your pick of your skills all boosted up to the maximum. For this setup, we're going straight into Sakapatate Fire to unleash extreme fire damage on all enemies, instantly burning them to ashes, unleashing absolute devastation. This will screen clear even the toughest of endgame opponents in one turn without the input of any of your other teammates. Super straightforward, super simple. Alternatively, you can of course use Creation Void, which will dish out extreme void damage over 3 hits to all opponents, increasing in damage if it hits the same opponent consecutively. This is absolutely disgustingly powerful both for a single target solution and to screen clear as well. The advantage it has over Sakapatate's Fire is it deals void damage, which no enemies are resistant to. It does however lack the same volume of attacks, so trickier when dealing with shielded enemies. There really are no caveats to this build because you can have a set of skills for every eventuality. Whilst I only spotlighted 2 skills, the other ones that you bring along too are all at your disposal at full strength with the Almighty Mask. You can have an answer to everything. And there you have it, there's my 1-turn OP Monoco build, lying somewhere between practical and also very clearly ridiculously strong. Not quite fully game trivializing hyper broken one-shotting Simon style builds, but out of all of these I've done, not far off it. Give it a spin, let me know what you think and what Luminas you're using if they're slightly different from the ones that I have. In addition to the ones that I've already made, I'm planning on making multiple builds for each of the characters, so if you want to catch more of my Expedition 33 videos, be sure to subscribe. But either way, thanks for watching, and until next time, for those who come after.